Get ready with me doing my morning skincare routine while we talk about this, finding a therapist. Understandably, finding a therapist is one of the most scary and difficult things about going to therapy. I think a lot of people think that finding a therapist is supposed to be super easy. Like the first one you talk to is going to be your licensed therapist. And I'm here to tell you that is not always accurate. Anyone who's new to therapy, I encourage you to look at it like dating. One of the biggest questions I get is, how did you know your therapist was right for you? And that's kind of where I got the idea of it's so much similar to dating than you realize. When I first started therapy, I actually went through 2 different therapists before I found my 3rd therapist, who has been my therapist now for 3+ years. Let's put it this way, I knew the first 2 were not for me right off the bat. The first conversation we had about my past, I was like, I don't feel fully comfortable telling you this, and I had no actual reason why. What I do know is the first time I talked to Sheila, who is my now therapist, I had this overwhelming feeling of comfort that I just can't really explain. And it's like when you're dating someone and you sit down with them at dinner, you have this feeling you either like them initially or you don't. If you don't have that initial feeling of comfort, let me encourage you to try a new therapist. There's no reason to force something that's simply not working. Your therapist should never make you feel like you're being judged. And last thing, therapy should not make you feel like you're dwelling on the past. You're going to talk about your past so you can learn some coping mechanisms on how to deal with those same actions that might happen in the future. And your therapist needs to know about your past so that they can see what triggers you and what tools you need now that you didn't have then to cope. At the end of this video, I'm going to list all the products I used along with a list of resources to possibly help you find a therapist that fits your needs.